Ray Dalio's latest article?
If you guys haven't had the chance to read it, I put it in Telegram and in Stock Club, but essentially we are entering the sixth phase of the world ending. While this is an interesting tale, and I like Ray Dalio, we're in the crisis phase, etc. Some of it is potential fear porn, but the points that are interesting. We already went over federal debt is 120% of GDP. The new norm will be 200%, which is very alarming. The phase that we have to worry about is how much money are they going to print if we go into a full recession, if it's announced. And then also, I wonder for the cloud companies, because of AI, how much longer will companies have all this information in the cloud and put their IP at risk? I know it's not talked about in the retail space, but on the institutional side, there is a huge conversation going on right now about offboarding information and having closed networks. So there's just a couple things that can happen at one time. But the truth is, like, globally, because of the whole MAGA agenda, there's been gross mismanagement. Like, Doge came and went. I ain't seen a Doge dog on Twitter since they shut that department down. So the seventh phase is like the beginning of the crisis. But I think if you've been watching the show for the last 3 or 4 years, I think you were already aware of that. But get Ray Dalio's book if you want to know more insight about it. Well, and both of the books are great.
He's a good Instagram follow. If you follow him on Instagram, he always has very detailed posts, animated posts about falls of empires and debt crisis, and why America is on a decline. Like he explains it. He explains it pretty thoroughly.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're interested in following him on Instagram,
is it a loss of power or is it a shared power?
Of what, America?
Yeah.
No, if we shared power, we lost it.
Yeah, it's a loss of power.
I think it's like you can look at it both ways, right? If we lost power and we share power, then we've lost power.
You only winning or losing.
There's no in between.
There's no in between. You're either winning or you're losing. And anybody that tells you differently, they're a loser.
When we speak about sharing power, it made me so I was like China, US, China, US. But something is happening this week that I think is important. I think everybody should pay attention to. There is a AI summit that is taking place in an emerging country. The India AI Impact Summit of 2026. And so we've spoken about India plenty of times. Most importantly around Apple saying this is going to be a territory that we can now expand in if something happens with our relationship with China. But this is the first time that a major AI global summit will be hosted in a developing nation. But the people who are attending is what really caught my attention. You have Sundar Pichai from Google, Sam Altman, Jensen Huang, and Dario from Anthropic, and Demis from Google's DeepMind.
Would they be considered a developing nation or a developed nation? I think India is a pretty developed nation.
Well, they listed it as developing. It could be. I would think of it as developed, but that's how they're promoting it as the first time, which is interesting, right? When we're talking about workforce, when we're talking about large sums of people, when we're talking about labor, it's interesting that they would hold the summit there. And have some of the most important people in tech there. There's something like when I'm starting to paint pictures in the stories, something's happening, right? Like first it was 2 years ago, it was Apple, and hey, we're going to build our first factory here. Oh, we're going to build our first headquarters here. Now you're starting to see more CEOs go. You're starting to see more events happen.
It's a combination of capital raising, talent acquisition, and then tapping into new markets, because if we're going to be very honest, America's saturated.
Yeah, I mean, they have 1 billion people. They have probably outside of China, or maybe tied with China, the most tech geniuses as far as there's people that's coming to Silicon Valley and contributing on the H-1 visa form. They have probably the fastest growing middle class in the world.
Mhm.
So they have everything. They have everything going for themselves. They have a
Mhm.
billion people.
Yeah.
Like what else? And they have a growing population.
But that's
Yeah.
been the case for the past 20 years. It's just the past 5. And I'm glad somebody put the word emerging. Emerging market is probably more fitting. Emerging market. The past 5 to 6 years, we've seen a more concentrated effort. Obviously, probably because of some of the conflict and disagreements that we've had with the
Mhm.
Chinese, to now find a market in the region that says, all right, this is somewhere that we can now expand. I think the
Yeah.
timing of it is very interesting.
Also in scary international news, did you see that Norway now puts a 36% tax on unrealized gains?
That's crazy.
Unrealized?
Unrealized. I had to triple check. Because my thought is if they'll do it in a nation like that, at some point,
That's the beta test, right?
absolutely. Mhm.
I always
Interesting.
wonder, like, how when more people get brokerage accounts and more people are making money in the market, how will they deter people from investing? That
Oh, for sure. That's an
putting a
easy
tax
way.
like that on unrealized gains.
Yeah.
Well, why would they want to deter people from investing?
I'm saying
Oh,
when people hear that if there's a 50% unrealized gains tax, would you say like,
mhm.
all right, I'm going to open a brokerage account tomorrow?
No, but why would they want to? It's more money people have, the more beneficial for society.
For whose
You
society, though?
That was you just said my
I
point.
mean,
What I was
it's like you have the depopulation agenda, right? There is also a desire to strip wealth and freedom from citizens if you believe the theory that there's 100 families that run the world, technically, allegedly.
allegedly. Oh,
So,
2 to 3 years. We gotta get it now.
see,
Let's get it now. Another day. Let's get it now.